If you're over 60 and you've ever felt a quiet distance growing between you and the woman in your life, you're not imagining it. Maybe she seems more withdrawn, maybe conversations feel shorter, or maybe the spark you once shared just doesn't feel the same anymore. And here's the truth most men are never told. It's not about age or appearance or even health. It's about emotional connection. Hi, I'm Dr. Mohit Khera, a board-certified urologist and men's health specialist. For over 30 years, I've helped men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond rebuild not just their physical health, but their emotional confidence in relationships, in connection, and in purpose. And here's what I've learned after thousands of consultations. Most men were never taught how women really connect, especially later in life. We were taught to provide, to protect, to stay strong. But no one ever explained that emotional strength, not silence, is what builds trust. That having purpose, not just presence, is what inspires desire. That knowing when to speak and when to simply listen can make all the difference. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 powerful emotional insights about women that most men only discover too late. But if you're here now, you don't have to be one of them. We'll cover what makes a woman feel emotionally safe again, even after years of distance. Why giving too much too soon can quietly push her away. How dignity, purpose, and controlled vulnerability can rekindle trust and intimacy, even if it's been lost for years. These are not pickup tricks. These are real, research-backed truths, used every day in my work with men who want something more out of their later years. More connection, more peace, more clarity. So if you're ready to understand her better, lead with calm and show up with quiet strength. Let's begin. And if you find even one insight today that speaks to you, take a moment to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. I read every one. And your voice matters. 1. Women value emotional stability, not just support what to watch for. If your partner seems emotionally distant, hesitant to confide in you, or often shuts down during conversations, it may not be about the topic. It's likely about how you're responding when emotions rise. Older couples often assume silence or offering practical solutions is enough. But if your reaction during tense moments is to get defensive, withdraw, or fix things too quickly, it may actually signal emotional unpredictability, even when you mean well. Why it matters. Women, especially as they age, begin to prioritize emotional safety over everything else. It's not about being the strongest, smartest, or most generous. It's about being steady when life isn't. When emotions rise, whether it's stress, illness, or conflict, your ability to stay calm, composed, and emotionally available tells her, you're safe here. Without that stability, trust starts to erode. The result? Distance, disconnection, and often, silence. What you can do. Practice. Calm, non-reactive listening. Let her speak without interruption. Don't jump in with fixes or advice. Just absorb what she's saying. Stay grounded during conflict. Don't raise your voice. Don't shut down. Simply pause, breathe, and respond with clarity and care. Use grounding phrases like, I hear you. I can see that this matters to you. Let's work through this together. These aren't magic words. They're signals that you're emotionally present and not threatened by emotion. Reflect instead of reacting. When you feel triggered, ask yourself, am I trying to win or am I trying to understand? That simple shift in mindset can change everything. Real-world perspective. Dr. Sue Johnson, founder of Emotionally Focused Therapy, EFT, highlights that emotional responsiveness, the ability to stay engaged and calm when your partner is upset, is the #1 factor in long-term romantic security, especially in later years. Supported by experts, the American Psychological Association, APA, confirms that older adults who practice emotional regulation, especially in relationships, report higher satisfaction, better health outcomes, and more meaningful connection. 2. Don't reveal everything too soon. What to watch for. Do you find yourself over-explaining your past emotions or intentions in hopes that it will make her feel closer to you? Are you always available, always texting back immediately, or trying to prove your care through constant communication? These behaviors, while well-meaning, can actually overwhelm or flatten the emotional dynamic, especially in early or rekindled relationships. Why it matters. Women are deeply relational, but they're also drawn to a sense of curiosity and discovery. When you reveal too much too fast, it removes the space that allows connection to grow naturally. Even in long-term relationships, the sense that there's more to learn about you is what fuels emotional closeness. Being emotionally available is essential, but being emotionally predictable too soon can quietly dull attraction. What you can do: share selectively, not all at once. Let your stories and personal truths unfold over time. Think of it as offering chapters, not handing over the whole book on day one. Create space for curiosity. Don't always be the first to speak. Allow silence. Let her wonder what you're thinking, in a good way. That space creates depth. Balance openness with self-containment. You can be warm and present without revealing every emotion you feel. That kind of calm confidence is attractive at any age. Avoid emotional overexposure. This happens when you share deeply personal things too soon, hoping it will fast-track intimacy. It rarely does. Expert insight. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that progressive disclosure, gradually revealing personal thoughts and feelings, builds deeper trust and longer-lasting emotional connection. In contrast, rapid emotional exposure often creates pressure, discomfort, or emotional fatigue, particularly in later life relationships where pacing is valued. 3. Know when to walk away with dignity. What to watch for. Have you found yourself constantly giving in hopes of being noticed, appreciated, or loved, only to feel invisible? Do you feel like you're walking on eggshells, avoiding conflict, or trying to earn closeness by sacrificing your own needs? These are quiet warning signs that you may be giving from a place of fear, not strength. Why it matters. Many men over 60 were raised to believe that being a good man meant always giving, always compromising, and never walking away. But when giving becomes a strategy to hold on, rather than a reflection of inner peace, it often backfires. Desperation, even subtle, shifts the energy. A woman can sense when you're clinging out of fear. And when that happens, the balance of respect begins to tilt. She may still care, but she no longer sees you as grounded or self-possessed. Instead, she sees a man who's lost himself trying not to lose her. Walking away with dignity isn't about giving up or being cold. It's about recognizing your worth, your limits, and your ability to leave a situation where you're no longer being seen or valued. What you can do: set healthy emotional boundaries. Know what behavior you will accept and what you won't, even from someone you love. Boundaries protect connection by preserving self-respect. Stop chasing closure. If she's withdrawn or emotionally unavailable, resist the urge to keep explaining or asking, "What did I do wrong?" Instead, allow space. Let her show up, or not. Give from fullness, not emptiness. When you give love, attention, or time, do it because it reflects who you are, not because you're hoping it will change how she sees you. If needed, walk away with grace. This means no shouting, no ultimatums, no guilt trips. Just a calm, confident statement like, "I care deeply, but I won't keep showing up where I'm not respected." Key reminder: when you carry yourself with quiet dignity, you become magnetic. A man who knows he's enough, with or without validation, draws others toward him effortlessly. It's not control, it's clarity, and that's powerful. Backed by research. The National Institute on Aging reports that self-worth and personal identity are among the top contributors to emotional wellness in older adults. Men who maintain a strong sense of self, especially after relationship transitions, report significantly lower rates of depression, anxiety, and social withdrawal. Real world. Note: in relationship dynamics, the man who is willing to walk away from a one-sided situation is often the one who commands the deepest respect. Not because he threatens, but because he refuses to abandon himself to keep someone else. Conclusion: Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered today. Whether you've been married for 40 years, recently divorced, or just beginning to date again, the emotional dynamics we discussed today are relevant, powerful, and often overlooked, especially for men over 60. Here are the 5 emotional foundations that can deepen connection, rebuild intimacy, and restore balance in your relationships. Emotional stability. The calm, grounded presence that helps a woman feel secure, not just during the good times, but especially during the difficult ones. Healthy mystery. The quiet confidence of not revealing everything at once. You leave room for discovery, curiosity, and emotional rhythm. Dignity in distance. The strength to walk away when needed, not in anger, but in clarity. When you know your value, you don't need to beg for someone else to see it. Personal purpose. A sense of mission or direction outside the relationship. When you live with intention, you carry a spark that keeps you vibrant and magnetic. Strength-based vulnerability. The ability to share your truth and your past, not from pain, but from peace. You show her your heart, but you also show that it's steady. These 5 traits aren't tactics, they're principles, grounded in decades of clinical observation, behavioral psychology, and the lived experiences of men just like you. And here's the good news. It's never too late to shift the way you show up. Whether you're repairing something long-term or opening a new chapter in life, real connection starts when you stop trying to impress and start being fully present, emotionally strong, and self-aware. Call to action. If this message spoke to you, if even one insight made you pause or reflect, then I invite you to take one simple step. Give this video a like. It lets us know this content matters. Leave a comment below. Even if it's just typing the number 1, it tells me you're still here, still listening, and still growing. Subscribe and turn on notifications. I share real, practical insights made specifically for men over 60 who want stronger relationships, deeper self-respect, and more emotional clarity. This is about more than just understanding women. It's about understanding yourself and stepping into the next chapter of life with strength, peace, and purpose. Thank you for being here. Let's keep building wisdom together.